All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we are through our first couple really big sales. Well, yeah, pretty big sales, big enough that it's certainly worth a discussion today. Yeah, and it's our good old favorite 2021 Lincoln Shield scent. Most notably, ugh, I'm just so excited about this coin that I can't even talk straight about it. It's like I ate a bunch of crackers and I'm trying to whistle. But anyways, as you guys know, about a week ago, not even a week ago, it was the 15th where I dropped a video where I finally, with the help of Mr. Valley and a few others, come to find out that there is a rather substantial 2021 Lincoln Shield error that's been discovered online. Most notably, coincommunity.com and Facebook is where all the buzz was. But not everybody goes to those places. So, the word doesn't spread as quickly as it does, say, Twitter or Instagram. I would say probably better yet, YouTube's the biggest outlet to get the word out there. And through what, 6 days, 5 days, we have well over 30,000 views just on that one video. Kind of a big deal. Well, I'm here to help kind of support all the views that particular video had achieved. And it all boils down to, where are these located? How many of them out there? Can they go up from here? There's only been, to this date, 3 reported sales. We're going to kind of recap them. I also wanted to take some time. As you can see, we are on eBay. We're going to take a look at some of the more recent sales of bank boxes of 2021 P. Now, these are Philadelphia minted coins where you could find this 2021 retained die break error coin. This thing is so ridiculously insane that the moment you look at it, you're like, okay, yeah, that's going to be hard to miss. You won't need a magnifier to see it. And that's the good news. That, the moment you pull this thing out of change or out of that bankroll, you will know exactly what it is. So, the early news, the early indications is that this coin was originally found in Virginia. Come to find out, based off of the most recent sale, and it's like the biggest sale I've seen so far. There's only been 3. So, the more recent sale, that particular seller is from New York, which kind of, makes it a little bit of a conflicting story that these can only be found in the state of Virginia. Well, I think I'm wrong on that. There's probably other places where you can find this coin. But since I reported on the discovery of this error, people have been buying bank boxes on eBay. All right. And people are paying these kind of premiums for just a good old-fashioned $25 bank box of 2021 P Lincoln Shield cents. Nearly 3 to 4 times face value, which, at the end of the year, that's kind of a ridiculous amount of money. I'll be honest with you. Usually you don't see those type of prices on full bank boxes until all the way to the beginning of the year after they come out. The first week of February going into March. The first few of them that do sell, and I always report on them every year, they sell for a few $100, which is a lot of money for pennies, especially brand new ones. But as time goes on, these things dip and they stay put. They get right around like $40 to $50 on the secondary market and they stay put. However, based off of the new kind of like chase piece that's out there, people are going just balls out nuts on finding some of these coins. Now, granted, there are a few people that are buying Denver minted boxes. God bless their heart. I don't know what's really in them. Not a whole heck of a lot. You might find a minor error or two in there. But the boxes that you want to try and find are going to be the P minted coins. That's where you're going to find this error. But as you can see, people are paying 3 to 4 times face, and they're accepting of it. You know, it's not like, you know, it's like they're settling for having to pay this kind of money, because it gives them a real opportunity to find this very, very expensive, and I would say to this point, very rare error coin. But go ahead and look on down the line. You know, someone bought more Denvers, but you know, there's only like, out of the 20 lots or boxes that I've seen sold since the 15th when I dropped that video, there has been 20 boxes. A lot of them have been Philadelphia's. And then there's the occasional Denver box or rolls that have sold. But as you can see, Philly is certainly the one taking the lead. As far as what's still available out there are some P-minted boxes still out there. More Denvers than there is Philadelphia's, unfortunately. So there, you know, the market's dry on eBay for P minted bank boxes, which is quite insane. You know, usually you see a good fair amount of those out there, but there is just none. I think I recorded and had seen maybe one box. I don't know, but there's not a whole lot available out there. There's probably one box, and there are a few listings for just rolls out there. There's this one right here at 95 bucks. I would venture to guess that that one's not going to last too much long, based off of just the hype that this new error coin has been projecting into the hobby. Yeah, I mean, this one's available for anyone that wants it, but keep in mind it's from Tennessee. Which really doesn't mean anything, because these error coins can be found pretty much anywhere. We do know that the first few of them have been found in Virginia. To this point, to this day, I think there's been about right around 30 total known pieces discovered. A lot of them by the same people, because they had found one, they'll find a few more others in the bank box. They just they batch together anytime you find them. But there you go. The market is dry. It's done. There's one box left. Nothing but Denver's remaining. Here's another one here. This is a half a box for $55. All right. So there's two. There's two listings that I'm aware of. But that's it. That's the end of the world on Philadelphia sourced or Philadelphia 2021 penny boxes. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the first few sales of this coin. Now, you guys remember that I had shown you guys on my announcement video for this discovery is that there was one example that had sold on December 6th. Okay, it's 2021 retained cut die break. As you can see just that huge retained cut. This is a much later state because the date is nearly missing. But there's just one problem with this coin. And if you look on the reverse of the coin, this one has that dreaded ring of death, right? This one was a roll ender, unfortunately, that has all sorts of damage on the reverse of the coin. And that, my friends, will negatively affect the value of the coin. Some person had offhandedly mentioned on that announcement video, well, Sean, based off of what I've seen, this is only like $100 error. I'm like, are you kidding me? That one coin that sold is damaged. It's not going to realize the full market value. It was a very short-sighted response by that particular person. Because normally, I wouldn't put a whole lot of hype and excitement into a coin if I didn't know it had legs. You know, like this coin is significant enough, and it has shown that based off of the very few sales of the coin, this is significant enough to be the biggest error discovery on a circulating coin in quite some time. All right, we've seen some pretty ridiculous errors the last 3 years, okay? I will say that. But I think this one right here takes the cake. Now, as far as other sales, okay, there were a couple other coins that had sold. Here is the next one that did sell, completely problem free, no damage, no nothing. There it is. Well, what do you know? 17 bids to the tune of $360. This is what I consider to be kind of like a middle die state of this type, because you could see a few numbers in the date. It's a 2021. However, this particular example has that full-blown kind of interior die break, which, if you think about it, the die was on its way to being completely terminal, but there was a point where a good little piece of it had fallen off at one point. And that's the reason why you have this bubbly, raised interior die break, or what you could call chip, even if you could call it that. I think interior die break of that magnitude certainly deserves a little bit more powerful word for it. But this is kind of like that middle state. Now, the real question is there a full-blown terminal late stage cut where the entire piece, this whole entire section right here, had completely fallen out? I don't know. I think if someone were to ask me that question, Sean, do you think there is an example out there? I could tell you this. There is an example discovered by someone on Coin Community that has a much later die state than this with no readable date. However, it does have some of those details of Lincoln's jacket still on there. So it's not a full-blown cut, but it's pretty gosh darn close. But is there a terminal state example where the die had, that piece of die had fallen out, and then you are left with just a giant raised in relief cut on that coin? Remains to be seen. Me personally, I think the mint probably discovered it in just the right amount of time where they were able to replace the dies. Now, as you can see, you're going to notice the reverse being affected as well, because if the die, that little die piece is jostling around and it's got a lot of play, it's not going to produce a full strike. And you'll see that weakness on that same area on the reverse of the coin. So this is the first kind of big domino to fall in this error. $360 through 17 bids. As you can see, this is a sale from December 17th. 6 o'clock in the evening. Perfect time to sell and end a coin like this. But if you think this is going to be the coin that helps define the value of this, think again. Because one of my favorite sellers, Jim MACR, who sells a lot of errors and varieties on eBay and has been doing so for quite some time, sold a matching crack pair, one that is an earlier state, and this one right here that you see on screen, that is similar to the previous coin, which is a single coin listing. So this particular listing is for 2 coins. Here is the other coin in question on this particular listing. You can see that the crack doesn't quite meet up, but right where it doesn't meet up is where that large giant interior die break, that raised blob of metal on the coin, actually is positioned at. All right, this one has a full date on there, but you can see the bisecting crack that goes from one side to the other. However, there's no shift or displacement within that die piece. It was still pretty solid in there, because you had that little piece, which eventually becomes the raised interior die break, still attached to the die in some capacity. And that's why you don't have any shift or displacement, as far as the definition of routine die break is, that you have a little bit of displacement. That's why they call them pre-cuts. But this one does not. You can see the crack goes through VDB initials, but there's no shift. All right, unless you were looking at the other coin, this example here, you see a little bit of shift. So you can see the base of Lincoln's bust. There's a little piece that's displaced, in a way where it's not completely plumb to the rest of the design. But ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. 800 schmackaroons, 32 bits, sold over the weekend. As a matter of fact, as of this video, this sold last night for $800. And it was a relatively late sale too. I was a little bit worried about this one selling at this level, but if I remember, there was well over 100 watchers on this particular 2-coin set. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we play the game. Alright? For those of you on the East Coast, if you have any ability whatsoever to grab a hold of any of these coins, it doesn't matter if you're located in Tennessee, Michigan, New York, Virginia, Florida, pick up some rolls, pick up some boxes. There's a ton of them. The U.S. Mint produced a bunch of 2021 Lincoln cents, and that is more so a byproduct of trying to combat whatever perceived coin shortage there was. Okay, they did ramp up production in 2020 and 2021 of circulating coinage. So there's really no shortage of these two particular dates of coins. However, the one that you want to focus on are the 2021s, because this, my friends, is a big piece of treasure that you can find in change today. And I welcome you guys the challenge of finding them. I can't personally find them because there's no boxes left really on the secondary market, number one. Number two, I'm here on the West Coast. I would be paying a boatload of money to try and obtain any sort of, measurable amount of inventory to go through so that way I could find one of these. But I think that ship for me, ladies and gentlemen, has sailed, but yet it's an opportunity for a lot of you. Where, last time I checked, the East Coast is a really populous area of the United States, and that goes all the way up to the Mississippi River. This is just a really big Easter egg that you can find out there today. All right, if you guys are looking for extra money and you want to play with house money, go to the bank, buy up some rolls, and be a hero, because I would love to hear more finds of this caliber. Now keep in mind, this is a rather rare error. Okay, you want to know why I say that? You know how many other listings of this particular error exist on eBay as of this video? 0. That's it. There were only 3 listings, 4 total coins that had sold on eBay since the beginning of the month. And 30 some odd thousand people watch my video. They are aware of these coins now at this juncture, and I can't believe that no one else has found any. I would have expected to see a few more online, especially on eBay, or being found and talked about on social media or a forum chat page, but I just haven't seen it. I think the U.S. Mint caught these things early enough where there was only a finite amount of them produced. I'm willing to bet probably a couple hundred of these exist. And based off of the price that these had sold for, that speaks volumes, my friends. So go ahead and challenge yourself. See if you could find one of these while 2021 pennies are still in existence. Because once we get to about February of this coming year, 2022s are going to be circulating. And the chance to find these particular dates with this error are going to be dwindling by the day. And you don't want to be that person that just sits there and you're located in an area of the US where you can find these and you kind of kick yourself because you never had the opportunity or you didn't have the time or whatever the case may be. Take advantage of this at $300 to $400 a pop. And I guarantee you find a much later dice state than the one sitting in front of you on this screen, that's going to be a $500 coin. You find one with a date that's completely missing, that one is going to be a $500 coin. Imagine going through a bank box of these and finding like 3 or 4. That's going to make your month. There are a lot of people that don't even make $2,000 a month. Yet, I'm showing you guys a really good opportunity, a realistic opportunity on brand new coins. While it's there, while it's available, take advantage of the opportunity. I don't I don't plead and beg with a lot of people in my audience that often, but I think this is a pertinent, very timely, plea to you guys that these are out there. If I can't find them, I want you guys to be able to find them. I wish you guys the best of luck. Stay tuned for our live coin Q&A show tonight. We will be giving away, for the very last giveaway of the year, a brand new Celestron microscope. It's a USB style. Plug it into your computer, take pictures, really beautiful close-ups of your currency, your coins, insects, gemstones, whatever you want. The thing is awesome. It's one of the higher quality scopes out there, and it's going to be from not only the live coin Q&A group, but I will be sending that out to the winner. So stay tuned. Come join us, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. That's right around the corner. That's going to go ahead and do it, guys. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Thank you for your time. I wish you guys the best of luck in the hunt. All right, I'll see you guys later. So long.